According to the American Psychological Association, nearly 9 in 10 U.S. adults say something causes them stress during the holiday season, and 43% say that stress interferes with their ability to enjoy the holidays. So Katie Groves, a licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist with St. Luke's Behavioral Health, joins us now to talk about holiday stressors, how to cope, and when to know to reach out to a professional. Katie, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Now, clearly, like we said, the holidays can cause a lot of emotions for people. So what would you say are some normal emotions that this season can bring?
The holidays can lead to a wide variety of emotions. So for many, this includes positive emotions and the opportunity to connect to friends and family. And so while these feelings of joy are common, it's also not uncommon to experience other emotions such as anxiety, stress, or sadness, as well as grief. And so it's important to note that these positive emotions can coexist alongside things like stress during the holidays.
So what causes those feelings of stress and anxiety?
So surveys have shown that the most common cause of stress during the holidays is this feeling of a lack of time that we have to get everything done during the holidays. In addition to this, feelings of financial stress, pressures around gift giving, as well as navigation of family gatherings and some of those difficult conversations that tend to occur during those gatherings, as well as feelings of grief and loss tend to cause stress during the holidays.
So now that we kind of know what causes those stressors, how can people cope with that?
First and foremost, by being realistic. So the holidays don't have to be perfect and they don't have to look just like prior years in order to be enjoyable. So it's important to focus on the areas that feel attainable for you. Secondly, by learning to say no. So it's really easy for us to become overwhelmed when we overextend ourselves. So we want to prioritize the activities that receive our yeses. Next, it's really important to reach out during this time. So we want to lead into those interpersonal supports. We want to delegate tasks where we can and ask for what we need from other people. And lastly, when it comes to navigating grief, we just really want to be patient with ourselves. Recognize that your emotional experiences are normal and to try to find ways to honor the person who is no longer here in the way that feels best for you. So recognize that there may be changes to traditions or celebrations this year, and that's okay.
Now, you mentioned family gatherings a little bit there and how it can really be an area of stress. So what would you say people can do in this area to help either manage the stress or just even manage those difficult conversations that might come up?
Yes, so those difficult conversations do tend to be stressful when we find ourselves in the midst of them in the holiday season. So first and foremost, we want to ensure that we are remaining open and kind during these conversations. We want to communicate effectively, and we want to set conversation goals, meaning we want to know exactly what we're trying to achieve in the midst of these conversations. We want to try to keep calm when tensions rise. So a good way to prepare for this is by coping ahead and thinking ahead of these conversations, how might I respond in the event that this occurs? So when we're able to consider that ahead of time, we feel more mindful in the moment of how we're responding.
How do you know if the stress is impacting you and if you need to talk to a professional?
If you notice these symptoms being impactful of your daily functioning, meaning it's impacting things like your sleep or your ability to do your job or take care of what you need to at home, as well as if you notice it impacting your relationships with other people. Also, if you just feel like you're having a difficult time coping with this independently, or if these symptoms have become persistent, those are all good indicators that it may be time to reach out and receive additional support.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for joining us today. And guys, if you'd like to contact the team at St. Luke's Behavioral Health, you can call the number on your screen. It's 816-932-1711, or visit them online at stlukeskc.org/behavioral.